Markets are making a nice comeback today. We are green across the board with the traditional markets up quite a bit today. Nice little rally, and Bitcoin and crypto are rallying as well. So let's take a look at that and we shall see what is going on here. Currently, the markets are about to close in 5 minutes. The Dow is up 2.3%. The S&P up 2.75, NASDAQ up 3.1%. So it's a nice day on Wall Street. And why did the markets rally so much when we have all the talk of recession? We got inflation at 9%. We have the Fed getting ready to do their thing. What the heck is going on? Well, this is a bear market rally. And of course, the news is the earnings aren't going to be as bad as what everybody thinks and things like that. So any kind of positive news, the markets are going to have big knee-jerk reactions. But basically, this is what we can expect from good bear market rallies. And this is the hourly Dow Jones, but let's take a look at it on the day. And when you look at it on the daily, nice little daily rally here today, but still kind of in that range in the area of this, bear flag that's being put in right here, waiting for the Fed to make its next move. Same thing on the NASDAQ, same thing on the S&P. The dollar is down today. Dollar has hit its rejection point and has moved back down. Oil rallying a little bit today on its march back towards that $110, $120 range that some analysts are predicting. And then let's take a look at Bitcoin. Nice little rally here for Bitcoin from the very bottom to this point here. That's a 34% rally. Nice rally. Last leg, we had a 27% rally, and the first initial drop right in this area here during the Do Kwon buying fiasco, we had a 45% rally. So these are nice bear market rallies. And what they do is they get everybody really bullish and they suck them in. And, a lot of shorts being liquidated here. A lot of people want to short the market. So a lot of liquidations going on. When you take a look at it on the hourly, you can see this was a nice little pop here today. And just this little range here over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. Some of the altcoins had nice rallies, but that was 24% just in the last, basically since, last couple of days right here. And let's take a look at the daily again, and we will see in Ethereum, nice little rally with Ethereum as well. Ethereum is up, I think, a little bit more than Bitcoin. Yeah, about 86%, almost a 100% double your money rally on Ethereum, from $886 back up to the $1,600 range. So a nice little pop total for Ethereum. It's rejecting right now at this upper limit as Bitcoin is right around that 200-week moving average. So let's take a look at that. And let's look at Bitcoin on the 200-week moving average. It's just above it right now. So it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin can close above the 200-week moving average today, and then what happens from there. A lot of people are getting bullish on this and seeing a price, moves above that 200-day moving average and finds that as support, which it very well could. So one of the ideas is the market could be putting a bottom in right here if it can find support above the 200-day moving average and stay above that and consolidate for a while. So then that's how you'll know you have a bottom in the market, is if Bitcoin can do that. And how do you know if this is going to be a bear market rally? Well, we will get into that right here and just kind of take a look at what happened the last time in 2018. You can see these nice pops. Some of these were 80% Bitcoin, these nice big bear market rallies. Each time it got a little bit less volatile and then ultimately rolled over for that longer term consolidation. Even after coming off of that, still a lot of volatility prior to the March 2020 downside, March 2020 drop during the pandemic before the ultimate run to all-time highs. So right now with the Fed doing what it's doing and all of the inflationary and recessionary risks out there, the expectation is, again, this is a bear market rally that will ultimately roll over into at least one more leg down potentially, and then try to find some consolidation there to accumulate for the next bull run. But that could be wrong. And if that's wrong, then Bitcoin will stay above that 200-week moving average. So we'll look at that again and ultimately put a bottom in. And markets, could potentially be doing the same thing. We'll look at that. So if Bitcoin can stay above 22, let's just call it 22.7. If Bitcoin can stay above 22.7, close above that, stay above that, and find support, ongoing, then this could be Bitcoin putting in a bottom and, consolidating from there. And we talked about that. There are a lot of, larger holders out there that don't have to sell. The miners are on the verge and on the edge. And if price can maintain here, the miners can kind of hang on and recover a little bit. If not, then they'll have to do some more selling, which, can put more pressure on the price. But there are some larger holders out there that don't have to sell right now. They're not under that pressure. So we'll have to see. So I know a lot of people are getting really bullish right now, looking for reversals to all-time highs. There's not a lot of catalysts out there to drive price to that level. You're not going to see institutions, investment funds, the kind of capital it takes to really drive price to the next level right now. In this environment, you're not going to see retail coming in at scale right now. A lot of this is short liquidations. There was huge amounts of shorts out there. And some of it is, bullish, people getting bullish on Bitcoin and crypto because it is holding up in this area. But again, just like these last couple of levels, pretty much the same thing in terms of just kind of consolidating, waiting for the Fed to raise rates, the market getting ahead of that, and then ultimately dropping down because we still have, next Wednesday before the Fed actually raises rates. So this week can be very volatile as we're getting ahead of that, and then we'll see what happens in the next week. Let's take a look at the traditional markets on, a daily time frame, and let's put some of these averages in there. So the markets are testing the 50-week moving average, right, or 50-day moving average right now. We'll see if it can find support above that. The S&P is at a nice level there, trying to get back above 4,000. And most people are calling for 3,000 on the downside on the S&P. So we'll just have to see how that works out this week. And then again, if we look at the weekly, the traditional markets are still above their 200-week moving averages. And like I said, testing their 50-day moving averages, trying to find support above that, which is a good sign. If the markets can do that, then they could potentially be putting a bottom in as well. But again, the markets are just, you can get some nice bear market rallies as we've seen in the past. Cycles, 2020, this is 2009. You can see nice rallies before the ultimate final panic capitulation, which we have not seen in any of the markets yet. So those are the things that we can kind of keep an eye on as we continue through the close, and Bitcoin's finding a little resistance right up in this area here at 23.7, which is kind of, this has reached out a little higher than we were looking at yesterday. And in the past, I was looking at 23,000 max, for Bitcoin to retrace in this move before it rolls over. So it did reach out a little bit higher, which it generally will oftentimes do. It'll go higher than you think. It'll go lower than you think. But it is predictable in terms of what it's done, bouncing off those lower levels, consolidating, dropping, bouncing off the lower levels, consolidating, trying to find that ultimate bottom for this current cycle based on the Fed, inflation, recession, things like that. So interesting time, lots of volatility. So these are the things that I am looking at right now, and we will continue to watch and see how things go as we head towards the weekend and into next week with the Fed move. We have more earnings coming out. So we'll see how the markets react to that, what the earnings look like. The more positive the earnings, the better the markets are going to do. And if the earnings are negative, the markets will unwind everything they've done today. So good day today. It's nice to see momentum into the close. That's a good sign. But again, I still feel like this is a bear market rally that will roll over going into the Fed move next week for another leg down. Then we'll see, is inflation plateauing, subsiding? What do earnings look like? What's the Fed's response going to be when they come back in September, because they're not meeting in August, and those types of things. So I will see you on the next video.